Hi my dear friends, so we are back again and I welcome you to this class where we shall learn about the different employment opportunities in our country. So we saw in the previous classes that we have three economic sectors, primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary sector deals with all the works on the land. Secondary is manufacturing. And third one is servicing. Service. So this one will be on land. So we saw almost 48% of the Indians are working in primary sector. 48%, and most of them we saw they are going and working in the farm because they have nothing else to do, not because there is plenty of work to be done, there is very little work to be done, but since they have nothing else to do, I also will come with you and I also will work in the farm. So where 3 people are supposed to do work in the farm, maybe 5 people are working. So because of that, all the 5 people are not using their full potential. The work that can be done by 3 people, 2 more extra people are going and helping them, and so everyone's work is cut short. They are not working the full. They don't need to do the full work. Before that the work is complete because 2 people are extra. So that is called, we said, underemployment. So that is very common in our country. That's why more people are working. Almost 48% of the people are working in the primary sector, but we saw the income is very low. The GDP that is coming from primary sector is very low in spite of so many people working. That is because most of the people are working as underemployment. Not that they want to work there or they have to work there, but because they don't have anything else to do, they are going and helping there. Now let us see how to create more employment. What can the government do in order to create more employment? That is what we are going to ask today. What can we do in order to improve or in order to increase the job opportunities? Let us take the example of a lady, Lakshmi. She is a farmer and she has got 2 hectare lands. She has got 2 hectares of land and is unirrigated. So the land that is unirrigated, they will not be able to cultivate throughout the year. They will be waiting for the rainy season to come to begin their cultivation. So it is unirrigated land. She has got 2 hectares of land. So if it is cultivated only during the rainy season, then lot of time the land will be remaining barren. When there is no water, the land will be remaining barren. So what will happen? She most of the time she will not be employed. She will not have work to do. She will be simply remaining there at home. Suppose government can provide some loan for her to dig a tube well or a ring well in her field. Then she can dig the well and find the water, and with that water she can irrigate the field. So if there is irrigation facility or water is available, she will be able to cultivate 2 times in a year or 3 times in a year. So if she is able to cultivate 2 times or 3 times in a year, then she can call some more people to do the work. She alone cannot do the work. So she can call some more laborers to come and work in her farm. That way more people will get employment. So that is one opportunity or one way of increasing job opportunity, employment. So field that is not irrigated, so government should make sure that loans are given to the farmers so that they can improve their cultivation. People who are able to cultivate only once, they should increase their cultivation 2 times in a year, or if possible 3 times in a year. That way she should be able to increase her production and she will be able to employ more people. More people will get job to work in the farm. So that is one way of expanding the job opportunities. So if she is given chance to irrigate, then first she may plant rice. After the harvest of the rice or paddy, she will be able to cultivate wheat, or she will be able to do some rabi crops and so on, some other crops that are grown out of this rainy season. Then let us suppose that 1 hectare of wheat can produce employment to 2 people for 50 days. So we remember she has got 2 hectares of land. So in 1 hectare, let us say she can appoint 2 people for 50 days. So wheat needs only 50 days. Within 50 days, wheat can be harvested. So she appoints 2 people. Then that person will be helping her to plow the field, to sow the seed, to irrigate the field, to put the fertilizer, and finally to do the harvesting and so on. So it will take only 50 days. So we can say 2 people will get job for 50 days. Otherwise they will be sitting at home without doing anything. So if government can do a little help of giving a loan, then it is helping not only that farmer but people who are nearby. They can come and find job there in working, in cultivation and so on. So more people can be employed in her field. Now suppose a dam is constructed. So government is constructing a dam nearby. Then what happened? From the well we cannot irrigate all the field there. In the well there will not be much water. But if a dam is constructed, then people in all that area, in all that surrounding, they can be using this water. They can irrigate their field. So if all the people irrigate, then what happens? It will lead to a lot of employment generation within the agricultural sector. So if the government is starting a dam, then water will be available, and there may be many farmers who are completely depending on the monsoon rain. After that their field is simply laying down. So if this dam facility is available, they can make use of this water, and with the help of that water they can irrigate all the field, all the farm in that area, and then they can provide employment to more people. More people will come and work in their field. Then and this will lead to employment generation, more employment opportunities, more job opportunities will be generated, will be created. So it will reduce that underemployment. We saw underemployment little before, that people, since they have nothing to do, they go on working in their own farm. So if there is a job opportunity, they can go and work there. So if government is providing irrigation facility, then more people can be finding job for them to work in the farm itself, different farms. Now let us see another possibility. Lakshmi and other farmers, they produce much more than before. So since they are getting irrigation facility, they are cultivating 2 times or 3 times in a year, and they are producing more than what they require. Their family don't need so much of food grains. So if they produce extra, what will happen? They would also need to sell some of this. If there is extra production, they can sell it in the market and get money. So if you're keeping everything at home, they cannot eat and finish up. So they can sell it in the market and make money. And for this, they may be required transport for their products. So if all the farmers are producing more grain, they have to sell it in the market, and for that they need transport. They cannot carry on their head and go because the distance is too far. So they need somebody to come and help them to transport by vehicle. So more people will get job again. So there may be people who are having vehicle, or people can buy vehicle, drive this vehicle, carry these things to the market and bring other things to the village and so on. So again some more people are getting employed to in this service sector to carry things. Then if the government invests some money in transportation and storage of crops, or makes better rural roads so that mini trucks reach everywhere, several farmers like Lakshmi, who now have access to water, can continue to grow and sell crops. So we completely depend on the government to do everything. So if this transportation facility to take place, then government has to make sure the roads are good. If the road is very horrible, then the transportation will be very difficult. The person's gadi will get spoiled every time. He has to repair and spend a lot of money. So if the government repairs the road and make it nicely, then even the trucks can come and carry these things from the village to the market. So that way the situation will improve. More people will be employed. So we see government to provide water, provide loan, provide road, and then people will come forward to do transportation service and so on. So that way more people will be employed in the farm, in the transportation area, in the other marketing area and so on. More and more people will be employed. Then again let us see some other options. So this activity can provide productive employment not just to farmers alone, but also to others, such as those services like transportation and trade. So more and more people will be employed in different sectors. Some will be in the transportation department, some will be in the trade. So people who are selling, somebody has to buy that. In the market there will be people to buy that. After buying, they will be selling to somebody else again, or they will be selling it in the shop. So more and more people will be employed. Then Lakshmi's needs is not confined to water alone. So in the beginning we said if Lakshmi gets a loan, then she can dig a well and get the water. So water alone is not enough for her. She needs something more in order to improve her cultivation. What are the things she needs? She needs seeds, fertilizers, then agricultural equipment like tractor and other things, harvesting machine, and pump sets to draw water. So if there is a well, then she needs a water pump in order to pump out water. That also she requires. Then being a poor farmer, she cannot afford many of these. So she is only a farmer just managing 2 hectares of area, and she cannot have money for buying the equipments, the pump set, the seed, the fertilizers and so on. So what does she need? She needs to borrow money from money lenders and pay very high interest. So in the village, money lenders are there who are rich. They are ready to give money to the poor people, and they can take this money but afterwards pay with very high interest. So that way they will be losing, the farmers will be losing their money. They have to pay a lot of money as an interest. So if the local bank gives her credit at a reasonable rate of interest, she will be able to buy all these in time and cultivate her land. So instead, if government can start bank in the rural area, and the bank is willing to give loan to these needy farmers, then she will be able to go and take money from the bank and enough to give little interest, not very high interest, but enough to give little interest. So with that loan, she will be able to buy all these things and do her cultivation nicely. She will be able to improve her cultivation. So that is very important for her to get this help from the government in order to improve her cultivation. So she needs help. She cannot manage on her own. She needs help from the government. Then this means that along with water, we also need to provide cheap agricultural credit to the farmers for farming to the improve. So it is the duty of the government to make sure that the loans are given to the farmers with very low interest. They should not have to go to the money lenders who will squeeze them, who will take out maximum money from them in the form of interest. So government has to come forward and give them very cheap loans with a low interest, so that the farmers will not be persecuted. The farmers will be able to encourage to cultivate more and more. Then that is one way of improving the job opportunities, and government has to come forward, help the farmers with financial help and so on. Now another way by which we can tackle this problem is to identify, promote and locate industries and services in semi-rural areas where large number of people may be employed. So another way to increase the employment opportunity or job opportunity is that government can go and find out in India which are the rural areas or semi-rural area or semi-urban area. Semi-urban means not very interior and not that town also. It is a small town like. So there may be people who are working. So government should identify the areas where people are working and what kind of work are they doing. So government should identify it and come forward to help them. For example, let's say many farmers decide to grow arthar and chikpa. Arthar and chikpa, that is pulse crops. If many farmers are planning to cultivate the same item, then setting up a dal mill to produce and process these and sell in the cities is one such example. So when government see that many people in this area, they are cultivating pulse items, they are cultivating pulse crops. So pulse crops they cannot eat by themselves, they have to do certain processing. So for that they have to go to the town, they have to powder it or they have to break it and so on. So we can see masoor dal and so on. It is a open beans. It is not a round one, but it is seed, open one. So for that it has to be done in the mill. So they have to carry it to the mill, open it or crush it, then bring back. So they spend a lot of money for that. So instead of making the people to carry it to the town and mill it there, government can start a mill in the place itself, the same place itself, so that the farmers don't have to go up to there. They can do it in their own area. In that way they can save a lot of money. No need to pay transportation money, no need to pay no need to waste the time and so on. So the government has to come and take initiative for that. Then another example is opening a cold storage could give opportunity to farmers to store their products like potatoes and onions and sell them when the price is good. So another thing that government can do is open a cold storage. You know, cold storage means a big large room fitted with like AC. If you store things there, it will remain like as if kept in the fridge. It will not get spoiled. So big business people, big farmers, and so they have got this cold storage. So sometimes we will see in the market, even out of season, the vegetables are coming. How is it coming? because it is preserved in the cold storage. It will not get spoiled. So potatoes we get throughout the year. Not that they are cultivating all the 12 months potato. It is cultivated in certain season and it is kept in the cold storage, and according to the need it is taken out little by little. So these farmers in the village, they have no cold storage facility. So if they cultivate plenty of potato, they cannot preserve it. After some time potato will get rotten. So what do? They go and sell it in the market together. So that is the season of the potato. Everybody is cultivating potato. Plenty of potatoes in the market. And therefore there is no high price. The price is very low. The farmers are getting very low price because plenty of potato is available. Suppose there is a cold storage facility, a cold room is there, then these farmers can save their things there, keep it safe. After some time potato will not be available in the market and the price will increase, slowly it will become higher and higher. That time these farmers can take out this potato from the cold storage and sell it in the market and they will get good price. So that way government will be helping the farmers. So this kind of little help that the government can do for the farmers, that will help and encourage the farmers to do more and more work for the country, and the employment opportunity will increase. More and more people will get job opportunities. Then let's see about another example. What can the government do? So when the village, people who are living near the forest, they have got the job. They are expert in collecting honey from the forest. There will be honeybees making nests in the forest, and these people go and collect the honey from the forest. Then they can sell wild honey, and it is also possible to set up industries that process vegetables and agriculture produce like potato, sweet potato, rice, wheat, etc. So if the government can help these people who are collecting honey from the forest to sell that honey. Otherwise they have to carry this honey and go to the town and search, do you want honey, do you want honey, they have to go around, and the town people may cheat them also. So government can set up, all can come and sell your honey here, we will buy and we will give you nice price. Afterwards government agent can take it to the town and sell again. Or government can also set up some industry to do the processing. People are cultivating so many things, potatoes, sweet potatoes, rice, wheat, tomato, fruits and so on. So all these things can be processed and do something else. The wheat can be powdered and made atta, maida and so on. The rice can be powdered, or rice can be used for some other things, potato or sweet potato. All this can be processed and made into something else. So all that factory can be started by the government in the village itself, so that more people will get job in the factory, and the farmers know that we can produce more and this factory they will buy. So we don't have to carry it up to the market and struggle. So market is here itself. So that will encourage the farmers to cultivate more and more. So that also is a good idea in order to increase the employment opportunities. And this will provide employment in industries located in the semi-rural areas and not necessarily in the large urban areas. So usually what we think is, if we want to get a job, we have to go to the town, urban areas, because government is setting up everything in the urban areas. Or the rich people are also setting up industries and other things in the urban areas. So if the government can take initiative to come to rural area, set up the factories, the cold storage rooms, the honey collecting centers, the dams, all these things, if government can set up in the rural area or in the semi-rural area, then the semi-rural area also will improve in economic situations. All the people don't have to go to the town to search for a job. The job will be available in their own locality as well. So for all these things, we expect the government to take initiative so that more job opportunities will be created. Then we know that Private people, they also set up a lot of things, but their intention is to make maximum profit. So we expect government to start all these things, so that the government will not be cheating the people. Government will be trying for the good of the people to develop the country, to improve the economic condition of the people, and so. So that is very important from the part of the government to do all these things, to take initiative. Then our country will be developing, we can say, will be growing up very fast. So all these are responsibilities of the government. Sometimes government people who have got very good vision at the top of the government, they plan out all these things and do, but the people who are expected to implement in the village level or in the rural level, they eat up all the money and they send the wrong report to the government that everything is done, it is functioning very well, and so on. Actually nothing is done. So that is the curse of our society. When somebody is taking initiative and do something for the good of the people, some other people try to make profit for themselves. They try to cheat the government as well as the people, and so. So let us have that vision for the development of the country. So we should not just think about my own development, but the development of the country, development of all the people in our country. That is what we need to aim at. Then certainly we will be able to proudly say our country is developing, our country is improving, and so. So let us all work towards that and hope that one day we will be able to say proudly that my country is a developed country. So thank you for listening, and this topic is not yet over. We will continue again in the next class with the same topic and how to improve this more job opportunities. So thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.